All right. Nothing has changed at the beginning. Timer started. I was luckily able to, you know, gut like the run up through Skeleton A. So most of this is gonna look the same. But everything after, there might be some updated execution. The route will obviously be different. Yeah. Typical start, we're gonna be getting Sylph Feather. And hey, yeah, it's kind of hard to really figure out what to say at this point that I haven't already said. I've been saying so many of the same things in all three of these videos, so. But we're just gonna be running back, doing the 0 HP glitch. And then we're gonna be going to do some farming. It is identical inputs. I like I said, I was able to save most of the original runs stuff. I was kind of hoping I could like copy and paste some of the inputs that I had made for certain sections, but that was too complicated for me to figure out. 0 HP. Engage. I feel like the new Outer Bounds that I found for Clock Tower A could be a little cursed. Maybe. It can be a little, well, it's a little it's a little precise, but I don't think it's inconsistent. I think it's pretty easy to do once you understand how it works. It adds in an extra out of bounds for the run, so maybe that's cool for some people. It also, I think it like adds a little spice to Max Slimer that wasn't originally there. Originally it's just all like kind of regular castle movement to get to Max Slimer, Giant Merman. They flowed way too well, and that should have been suspicious to me from the start, but it wasn't. So, but I did actually try to think if there was any other improvements that could be made because of the earlier death fight, so getting Griffin Wing, and the different placement for Max Slimer. I was wondering, like, where can I get Crush Stone now? If that has that changed? Does Griffin Wing really enable anything special for me now? And unfortunately, I couldn't think of anything. I still think it's like too out of the way to do anything with like Lure Key and any of like the teleporters and stuff. So I didn't try to do any of that. Maybe down the line I'll think of something, but if it's there, I think it's gonna be like very, oh, how do I put it? Like I feel like if there is something that can like be done with the items that you get so early, you need a lot more knowledge of this game than I have. Where all the items are and everything. I'm kind of like running by the seat of my pants, or whatever that saying, however that saying goes. When I was like making this, so I think I did the best I could at this point. And now that I'm finally done, I kind of hope that I really do want to see this be a category for the Harmony of Dissonance on Speedruns Live. I would love to see that, and I would love to see people do something with the route. Maybe I'll do a run at some point myself, I'm not sure, but I feel like, you know, it's such a classic route idea. You know, most games have an RBO, and the fact that I finally got it into a place that is legitimate and working, I feel pretty happy about it. I think I still think that I have a pretty good level that I'm farming myself to here at the start. And especially so now because the very first boss after Cyclops, who is basically free, Cyclops is so free. The first boss to fight is Death now. So now that I'm fighting Death early, I don't have any of the shopping done from Minotaur. So you're gonna be going into Death with nothing. I still shop in this version of the run when I go after Minotaur. So that is maybe an issue. That might be a little rancid for some people. I don't know where else to work in a shop. Can't get the level 50 shop unless you want to go crazy speedrunning this, but I think leveling up to a higher level is way more important now because you're doing Death early. I think I'm able to get 3-shot with no armor, or maybe it's a 2-shot actually, but I pick up a potion along the way. So there's like a buffer there. So you can only get hit 3 times in Death, which is rough, but I do think that Death is kind of I think you can make Death kind of safe. The way I was like messing around with him is like I usually try to wait until he gets pretty low. Like usually he'll fly around and teleport and stuff. I just wait until he comes down, and then I get an easy damage stack on him with like a air whip, ground whip situation. So I think you can generally make it safe, and Death 2 is kind of a joke. Death 2 is like very, very simple. But the biggest issue with Death is the scythes that he spawns. It can make things very awkward, so like that's you know, anybody who plays this game and runs this game obviously knows that, but I am a little worried about it. Like maybe that having Death so early is gonna make this a little unfun for some people. But unfortunately, nothing I can do. I don't know where else there would be a good shop to buy potions and armor at. I mean, we're still farming up armor or money at the beginning. But like nothing has changed with that, at least. So we have the cash, I just don't know where to go. It would suck to like go way out of your way to Minotaur and then go back to Death and then go back up to Minotaur if you wanted to make the runs safe. I guess you could do the shop in caverns. It's not like so out of the way, but it is kind of It's very inefficient. If you can shop somewhere, I think that's the only potion I pick up before death, actually, right there. Kind of conveniently placed. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that is safety. Going to the shop in caverns before death. So you would... Oh no, that's right, because we have to use the box out of bounds. So you're not technically in caverns when you go to death. Shit, I have no idea where to work in a shop. I'd have to take a look at the map and figure out where all the shopkeeps are. But this is all now new. These are new inputs, at least. I hashed all of this out today, this morning. I woke up pissed off and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna figure this out now. But I was able to do it in like, you know, just a few hours. Minotaur down there, menacing. I think I get a pretty decent death fight. You'll see what I mean when I say like how I try to make him safe. I just kind of like bat him around until he gets low. He's low enough to do a damage sack there. I didn't get a good one, but... I didn't try to go for one there. It was a little bit too cramped. I smack him away and then... Even when he attacks you from the front, it's kind of easy to get a damage stack, but it's a little rough, because his scythe hitbox is just absolutely insane. But I did it, no damage. Well, the first phase at least. Death 2 went down pretty simply. So now that we have Griffin Wing, I really don't know. Maybe that facilitates something new, something fast, but it's mostly at the beginning just kind of like a shuffling around of what I had already been doing. So we're just gonna go back to caverns. We already were doing Death into Talos before. So we're still doing that, so this will look familiar, but after I do Talos, that's when I'm going to be doing Leap. So these were very easy to fix. The only issue is you know, I think it doesn't feel so bad to fight Legion into Mino without armor or shopping. Well, I guess before I shot before Mino anyway, so it's like it kind of sucks to have to fight Death and Talos before shopping, because I mean look at that, like I'm 2-shot and I'm done. I get the most insane level up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 level ups off of him. I didn't even mean to, and obviously this is slow, but I thought it was funny, so I just left it. I got up to level 41. I suppose that is good to know that, you know, for people, that is always an option to get 12 level ups on Talos. Just get 12 level ups, forehead. And then the run is simple from there. As usual, I had a lot of difficulties with this fight when I was like trying to record it, but I got a pretty good one here. Luckily. So now, this is gonna be kind of different. Now that I have Griffin Wing, I can be a little bit more efficient getting to Minotaur. Which is nice. I don't know how much time it necessarily saves, but I think it's, you know, maybe 30 seconds? I couldn't really say. I didn't time it. Maybe I could compare the runs against each other. I also have like so much, such a higher level here that, you know, I can just blaze through most of this now too. Everything dies in one hit almost. Especially with the platinum tip, so. But this is where most of the time is getting saved. You don't have to go up the slow-ass elevator anymore. I didn't try so hard to make that super efficient. I mean, the Griffin Wing already makes it so much better. Got another damage boost there. I have so many level ups that, like, I find it a little bit simpler to damage boost through these guys now. That guy, you can't really damage boost on. He just, because you have to fall into him to go through. You get knocked back, so you can't go through, so I just kill him. Most of the heart pickups are the same, but I think I collect less this time around, so there's probably a little bit of time saved there as well. $28 potions. And I do get the Bloody Glove, but I never equip it. I kind of forgot to. I do equip it later, but I just don't equip it now like I did before. I just kind of forgot. I had an insane Minotaur 2 kill here. I could not get the kill on him before he bounces back. And whenever he bounces back, you just have to smack him one more time to kill him. So I don't know if that's like I'm just killing him too early or something. But that unfortunately always happened, and he just kind of like... Same thing happens with Minotaur 1, actually. I just don't know if maybe I should like wait a second when I'm trying to kill them. But now that Minotaur is dead, the run is going to go back to typical state. We're going to be getting our Crush Stone. I couldn't really say whether or not I had made anything more efficient here, movement-wise. No, I didn't really change anything, I just, like, execution-wise. But when I looked at the timing on the recording, on the movie, it didn't look like the route change has lost too much time, because there's gonna be a lot of lost time because of Max Slimer. For sure. Creates a new detour that didn't originally exist. So I think the time saved from Griffin Wing and maybe also just the Talos levels that I happened to get this time around kept the run at like the same place, luckily. I think I timed the other one at like 44 minutes? 44, 45, I think was the final time. So I'm gonna suspect it'll be like 45 minutes maybe. I don't think it's gonna be the same or faster for sure, but I think I made that a little bit more efficient. I think in the one before this I was doing dive kicks, but I think it's unnecessary. It's just easier to kind of like sidle around. But we got the crush stone now. Now we're gonna go make short work of Pazuzu. I think I was being a little bit more efficient with my, like, platforming. This one. But we shall see. Once I stop the timer. I think I should just slide through there. I don't know. I think a Harmony professor could tell me, but I feel like the dash is faster movement than the slide, right? Usually I just, whenever I go through the zombie rooms, I just turn my back instead. I don't know if that's necessarily faster. Maybe it's faster to just dash, throw in a slide if they show up, and then go back to dashing. I think that's what I usually see people do, but... Aha, are they really? Okay. They are a little awkward to do, though. That's why I never use them. I want to see our old pal Pazuzu, though. I got a crazy kill here this time around, I think. Actually, I think I did it that fast last time, too, but... It looked a little bit cleaner this time. So this will be the same. Going back to Shadow. I was kind of like styling on the that room using a dash instead of walking over this time around for all the whip launches. I was trying to put some pizzazz in this one since I was like kind of pissed off and, you know, wanting to finally be done for the third time. Oh. Did I do this last time? I think I did. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I showed this off the first time. I had originally found a way into Sky Chapel B that I thought I would be using when I made the second version of the run, and then I found this one. And it was absolutely faster. That was interesting. I was somehow able to blow through that Arabaki without getting hit. I think I like... his AI, like I pulled him up high enough that he just didn't have a hitbox or something. Not sure what was going on, but it looked cool. I'm not sure if you can kill Shadow fast enough to kill him before he starts running. But I'm assuming he has to run before he'll die if he starts the animation. Like, I know a lot of bosses have weird things like that. But I just kind of went with it. I think most of my boss kills in this version are also just generally more efficient. Not only because of the levels that I had, but I just kind of... I got some really good boss fights. So coming up pretty soon will be the another deviation. A very large deviation of what I was originally... my mic is cutting. But... you'll notice I am going to pinball. This is part of a two-parter to get me into Clock Tower A. Not too far out of the way to have to go unlock pinball after Peeping Big, luckily. But this was the big thing. Because I have to kill Max Slimer first now, it adds a new out of bounds. That requires me to come back here. I thought maybe teleporting could work out instead, but I couldn't find anything. New out of bounds PogChamp. And that gets me into the breakable wall in Clock Tower A. This is the only out of bounds I could find to get me here. Kind of PogChamp. It unfortunately doesn't flow as well as it did before, you know. It was nice being able to go from Merman to Slimer into Death Cutscene, into Save and Quit. But now, you know, I thought to myself at this point, would it have been faster when I killed Talos to do the despawn of the wall to get that warp early? So I could warp from Max Slimer, go back to Caverns A, to go down into, or up into Aqueduct. I thought maybe that would work because you can't go down from Max Slimer to get to Merman, which is just inconvenient. But I timed it, and if you are efficient enough with doing that out of bounds, it is just faster than waiting to despawn the wall. I think you have to wait a minute for the wall to despawn if I'm correct. And I only realized that it could have been an option once I got to this point in the run. So I got a little worried I would have to like retread ground and redo everything, but if it's less than a minute, if it's like if it's like 30 seconds, then it would be worth it. But it's just better to do the box box out of bounds from what I timed. That guy got deleted. I did think, after I killed Merman, to get to Devil, is it faster? Also, you know, nonchalant, like, I can do that, no problem. You guys see that? Was that cool for you? I thought it might be faster to go up from the dark room, but I timed it, and even without that candle whip launch, it's like 10 seconds slower to go from the dark room. Which sucked. I thought it would have been kind of cool to go up from the dark room, but I think the movement when you're going through the pendulum room and going up to it with Griffin Wing is still pretty cool. That I'm kind of happy that it stayed in the run at least. It would have been really cool to use the dark room though, in my opinion. But if you can get that candle whip launch consistently, you know, Pon, where are you? It's gonna look sick, I guess, to do that. But we do a pretty normal thing. This is all gonna be unchanged. I do pick up Mystical Robe this time around. And I think I stopped collecting hearts at this point. Oh, that one was like kind of collateral damage, I guess, but I'm getting win books soon, so it's not worth it. Yeah, I don't know, like, did you notice that right there? You can't kill Minotaur until he's gotten knocked back. It's so annoying. I don't know if there's a more efficient way to do that, to avoid him getting knocked back. I tried so many times, and I couldn't figure it out. Maybe it's just always like that. It took me way less time to record all of this too. And I don't know if it was just like muscle memory / consistency on my end for all this movement, but I'll take it. I'm happy. I'm happy it's finally over. That I don't have to do this for a 4th time, hopefully. I don't think I missed anybody. I don't think I fucked up the order again. I even recorded a little bit at the end that I'll just let play out. That shows off the route order with the monster tome, so hopefully there's a bit of safeguarding myself here this time around. I think it, I don't know, I am actually like kind of a fan of the Max Slimer Block Tower A break-in. It sucks to have another round of the Sky Chapel. Out of bounds, because it's difficult. It's not easy, but in fact, I don't even know how to make it consistent. You have to basically get lucky with that clip like 3 or 4 times now. Ugh. Maybe the run isn't... Maybe the run is cooked. I'm not sure. There's nothing stopping you from retrying the Out of Bounds or Sky Chapel at least. But it would just be kind of, I think, debilitating for a runner to have to like keep doing it over and over again. Maybe like it's efficient to let yourself like, I give it 2 tries or like something in my runs, 3 tries for each one, who knows. But luckily, everything at the end stayed the same, and I felt like this ordering worked pretty well, even in our RBO. So I'm happy with it. I think the biggest argument against despawning the breakable wall for this teleporter is the fact that you still have to go out of your way to break the wall. You come back. Just mildly annoying. But we're nearing the end of the run. I suppose there's a couple of safety potions that you can get along the way. That one right there, an entrance, maybe that's a good idea to pick that up now that death is like... Now that death is like a gatekeeper. Not sure yet. I actually don't think this is gonna be that much slower. With the Max Slimer detour. Which is shocking. Still have 6 minutes to go. Surely this run is not going to be faster. I don't know what I really did. Maybe it's just the Talos levels. Oh, and the Griffin Wing to get up to Minotaur. That really that long? Timer has just now hit 38:45, so I have 6 whole minutes to match the time of the original run. I don't know if I can do it. Or no, the original run was it 43, 45? I don't remember. I don't recall. But yeah, that right there is where I equip everything, the bloody glove, MK, everything. But we're going to get scuba again. It was 44. I just can't. have enough levels this time to just slide through these guys, which is nice. Maybe it's not worth it to heal there, but feels worth it. Right there, it's like really quick. I think you can be a little bit more efficient with scuba through there, but again, I did not grab the clock tower B warp. You know what? Is it worth it to grab the clock tower B warp right when I get death cutscene? Because I save and quit anyway. Is that worth it? I didn't think about that. Maybe that saves a little bit of time. But I don't know. Maybe it's just putting castle transition animations just in a different spot and it doesn't save anything. I'm not sure. I'm not about to go remake a new LOTAD, at least, for it. I get an insane kill on Dracula Wraith in this version, though. I'm kind of excited to see that. Also, Maxim gets dogged on here. Absolutely sensational. I'm coming up. This is insane. I can't believe my eyes. This was faster. This was faster. How did I do that? This had to be... Show the... Let's... It had to be from Talos levels. It had to be. I don't know what else it could have been. Because surely the griffin winging... The Minotaur 2 did not save that much time. Or maybe I am underestimating how quickly I can do Max Slimer with everything that I did in this run. I don't know. How did that happen? That's crazy. I'm gonna let the credits play out though, just so that in this video I'll have a little clip of the monster tome. You guys can check that out as well, I suppose. What a nightmare. But it's over. I'm happy. I got a faster time. That's not okay. I should preface this. I did not. This wasn't a speed run. I don't know why I'm behaving like I did all this like in one sitting, but I am happy to know that I was able to drive the time down to kind of prove where it could go with proper execution. I feel like Pon could get sub 40 if he did this run, knowing that guy. Alright, so here's our proof. This is the monster tone that I based the RBO on. Ending with Dracula, obviously. Cyclops, our first boss. We did Death, did Talos, then Corpse, then Minotaur, Pazuzu, into Shadow, into Legion Saint, Peeping Big, Max Slimer, Giant Merman, Devil, Minotaur 1, Skull Knight, Golem, Living Armor, Giant Bat. Ugh, finally. Oh my goodness. Well, that is, that's that. Watching.